Okay, welcome. We got some youth league matches. I think the youth in particular, we're just going to play two. I honestly think, unlike the senior team, which I'm confident they can compete, the youth team I'm not confident at all. They're just way too young. We don't, if you look here, they're all 16, 17, 18. A backup keeper who we didn't sign, we just got randomly given. He's horrible. Basically, you get this guy who's 20, but he's not. Yeah, he's not a player we want to use. We want to develop up this guy instead. I don't know. And even then, he's not particularly good. What we really need is some 20, 21-year-olds that are just difference makers. But we haven't seen any such players. I mean, this guy's pretty well-rounded, and he's actually got 71 ceiling, which is really high. But got some good training options. But yeah, I just think it's just not where he's just not good enough basically at 20. The best of them though. Yeah, but he's only 46 at 20. We got a guy who's 44 at 18, you know. So I think unfortunately we're just needing to wait to see if we get these guys, and we're just going to have to play these first couple matches, and we'll just see how bad it is or isn't. KR Saber Sands. Okay, I haven't played yet. Yeah, like so 6 18-year-olds, 2 17-year-olds, 4 16-year-olds. Oof. Not good, is it? And I think ultimately, like, if you can sign, like, the only thing that we can really do that's just going to be a massive difference maker for this team is it's got to either be the striker or the creative forward. Like, anyone else just isn't going to be. It could definitely help a lot, but it's just they won't be able to carry results on the back of single-handedly on their back. They're, I think, the only two positions basically, because you're going to need a goal a game player, I think. Or maybe even more than a goal a game player. And it's going to be really hard to have that player as well, because they're not going to be flooded with chances, I don't imagine. This is a good chance. He's got, if you get the chances to this guy, he's pretty good finishing composure. I mean, for his age at this level, he's just not particularly fast. Yeah, they got. I mean, yeah, it's just. There's no point to even try to play this long ball stuff. We have to try to create space, manipulate it, move players around, and hopefully it'll create an opening like we did for the previous goal. Because all of their defenders are faster than our attackers, basically. Not great, but we will ultimately going to have to settle for a lot of shots like that, I imagine. Hopefully not quite that bad. Good news is that their attacker is... This guy's fast, but he's got the knock. And he's AML. And they don't have another AML on the bench. It's not fast enough. No, it's a good chance. Yeah, I mean, irrespective of whatever result is here, like, I feel like we're going to struggle to get promoted. Pretty much. It's a shame that MC that we bid for wasn't 21 instead of 22, because then he could have played in this youth team, and he also played AMC, so maybe we could have even put him in an AMC role, but yeah. Okay, got a bit of a space opening again. Another decent chance. I think we're just reliant on sort of that and hope we get another good chance. Hope we score it. Hope we don't concede more than one. I think loosely is the plan here. I mean, okay, should be half time. And this guy will be into... Yeah, I think we're just going to have to... We can prepare which of these MCs will come on. It's either going to be Baines. It's going to have to be Baines, I think. Could be this guy. Actually. One of those two. It's going to have to be one of the ones that can tackle more, though. I believe. Disaster. Straight red as well. I don't even know if we're going on the left-sided player. Which I think we don't. So basically I think we're just going to have to resume for... it's the second half, so if we let this resume, it'll, in the end, it will... we're just going to have to put a player on the left side. It's a bit crappy. Really? For us, because we just don't have that squad properly done. I guess it's just going to have to be this guy. I guess we're no longer trying to score a goal. That's what it comes down to. So that he can just be an up and back winger. This guy is just there. I don't know. I think now we're just going to have to not pass into space as much, not try and play fast. I don't know. It's a long time to last without conceding, and then we just concede straight off the set piece from it. Totally game defining for us that moment, unfortunately. And yeah, I just don't think we can. We'll try, obviously, but I just don't think our team is good enough to come back from that. Which is not really going to be able to create anything as things stand. Would have to make a tactical change to be able to create anything. Let's see what we can do. Okay, I guess we'll just have to do something like that. I don't know. I mean, let's just reevaluate that whole entire decision. because we still, at the end of the day, are drawing in a match that that'll be a miracle result. So I think we just try and hold on to the draw. I don't think it changes anything conceding that goal. I mean, it changes a bit, obviously, because you're losing instead of winning, not drawing instead of winning, but still I think ultimately we're just going for the draw here at this point with that red card on. We're definitely going to need the central midfielder that's better at tackling now, whatever change we make. So it's going to be his 41, his 42. We could also bring on a second DMC with 59 tackle. I think we're going to do that. So we'll take off him, put him there, and make him a destroyer. So we got a central stopper on this side, we got a destroyer on this side. I think at this point we don't need this guy. He can be box to box. He's got the tackling as well. He can get back. At this point, I guess we're just trying to park the bus. Oh no. Right. That's pretty unfortunate as well, because we've just made that sub now to park the bus, and now we're losing and we've got to score. And nothing like that is going to work out for us, because all four of their defenders are faster than our one attacker. Right, what can we do at this point? We got another striker. We are just going to have to throw him out on for something. And we're playing a guy out of position here as well. Didn't. Oh, now we run out of pause time. God, what a disaster, all in all. I just realised we're playing a DC and DMC as well. Just the whole thing is just a total mess. Oh well, let's just see what random result we get now. Unfortunately, it's one of those ones where recording the video makes it much worse, because if we weren't narrating everything, we wouldn't have run out of pause time then. We would have got whatever the changes in. The correct change there would have been to sub off the DC, who's playing out of position, for another striker, and to have put ourselves in a position to hopefully score another goal. But as things stand, I just can't see anything happening, because we've got basically like one attacker who's just completely isolated against four defenders that are all faster than him. There's nothing much he can do. And we also don't even have that many players coming up to support him. We got only one central midfielder basically, and it's like we're just not going to be able to score, I don't think, without a big amount of a big amount of fortune happening, like winning that tackle there, it's spilling into some kind of space. We need a bit of luck to happen, I think. Yeah, I mean, we're just not going anywhere, are we? Right, the big thing we need to remember to do here is to add that DMC position to the player playing in DMC. But yeah, it was an interesting challenge because we were on the back foot even when we were winning. But it's like, I feel like it was an interest. It was possible we might have been able to hold on to that result. But red cards are just totally match defining, pretty much. Okay, so you go back to the youth squad. Let's just. We need to add DMC to this guy. We need to go to the youth squad and actually check that everybody can play the position that they're in. Okay, and at this point we're going to have to, let's check the auctions list and let's check players that are, okay. So we're going to have to get one from the scouting pool. We just have to wait. I mean, there is one that's potentially very, who was it? It was the guy with the 71 ceiling. We can potentially get this guy. He's very well rounded, but he's lacking key stuff here, like aerial ability, movement. Yeah, I think we'd rather just. I don't know, because he's also got 71 ceiling, right? So it's like. It's kind of crazy high, to be honest. And he's only got 56. Honestly, I guess we just. He's not too expensive. Oh, he's 46 overall. He'd still be the best player in the team, probably. He's not quite the totally defining player that we need. But I'd say he's not bad, right? Like, I don't know. I don't know how much of a knee-jerk reaction we make to one match. Like, at the end of the day, he clearly has no future for the senior team. He's not going to get a goal a game. He's just going to improve things a bit. I think what we need is, we won't get him. We won't make a knee-jerk reaction. I think if we can find a player like him, but let's say for argument's sake he had like 70 finishing. I'm trying to say what he could be. If he had 70, like if he had 70, if that speed was like 75 and the finishing was like 75, then he still may not have much of a future for the senior team, but he could score a lot of goals. But I think as things stand, between effectively not being able to be fast enough to be sort of faster than the average defenders, which is you're going to have to get a 70 something for that to be true. I mean, the team we just played, all the defenders had around 70 speed. So it's going to have to be at least as much as them. And then also be a clinical finisher at this level, which is into the 70s, and he's just not. He's not, yeah. So he would improve the team, I'm just saying, but he's not going to. We still lose that match we just played, for example, even if we had him. What we need, pretty much, is someone like, if you look in the senior team, like last season, for example, we had Gardelis. And he's got 89, like this guy, basically, with these exact attributes in our youth team last season. Like, we need, if we had someone like 89 speed, 67 finishing, I mean, it's just, we need, if we could pick up a player like this, I think he could get us promoted single-handedly. If we had the exact same youth team, but also this guy was still could play in it, I think we would be okay. I think this is just the nature of it. Like, we're just going to struggle to get promoted. I think that's the reality. And, having said that, though, like, we would have the same core together. Basically, you could have the same team playing in 3 seasons' time, and by then they'll be awesome for the level. So it's just a bit of patience, really. I'm not sure, like, if it makes sense, really, anyway, conceptually, to be... I think in the case of Gardelis, it's a bit different, because if they're good enough to potentially play in the senior team, you're not just making an investment to try to get the youth promoted. I'd say the correct move, long-term gameplay-wise, is to not do some knee-jerk reaction at all here. Just, if you don't get promoted, you don't get promoted, sort of thing. Just this, when the team's ready, they will get promoted, so to speak. And for now, I'll just focus on developing up this nice young core of players and making sure that you are playing players that, that you're giving all the match time and everything to players that not so much focusing on getting promoted per se, but focusing on developing the players that have a future for the team, the senior team. Right. Okay, so this team in particular, we're not gonna, our attacking players won't be quite so completely isolated. Not isolated, but some of our attacking players are faster than some of their defenders as well, so it might be a little bit easier to create a bit of space. It also looks like they've got more they've got a lot more forward. I think that's okay, because if he whips in that cross or beats that tackle or whatever, maybe something good happens for us there. Okay, cool. We managed to get a pass into space. This guy's good at finishing. Gets a shot off, scores a goal. Yeah, so that's what we want. Basically, they have because they have a lot of players forward, as you can see here, AML, AMC, AMR, and 2 strikers. And we have a tactic that completely controls the midfield, so we should be able to... we do want that little bit of patience in our attack to find the opening. On the downside here, obviously they're a goal-scoring threat, so we just need to try and pay a bit of attention to the defensive setup of things. Yeah, we're okay with that. Again, this wide-angled stuff we're just happy to give up. They get it back, across, cut back, hit the post. Goosh, that's so lucky. He's clean through, not a good situation. It's just not far, he just ended up run out of steam, so to speak. He's just not that fast to be able to sort of cut in on the angle there. And we will get there first if he can beat the tackle, which he can't. So there's been a couple of chances for him where if he just could manage the first time cross or to beat the tackle, something could have maybe happened. So I don't think that's a bad thing, because eventually one of those things would happen. I mean, we could check the matchup specifically, but he has got 57 strength, so straight away I can see it's something that he can work out for him at some point. He's not just gonna... It's not like it's 3 or something, So we got a bit of space. Is he going to get there first? Not quite. That was close. Okay, he should get it. He's got it. Again, he's going to be in this situation where it's just ahead of the team. Can he cut it back? Okay, nobody wins a corner this time, so... That doesn't League 20 theme. Just can't quite create that opening, but at the moment, but we should be able to because we've got way more attacking players than they, because they've only got 5 players back, and we basically got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players forwards. So you know, we've got that extra man, which allows us to create these openings, and that's how we're basically creating our chances on the most part. I think it's conceptually okay to continue with this, because if nothing else, we are passing the ball around a bit, and it's using time up. Which is okay when you're winning. Will we get there first? Oh, close. Okay, good chance. Not great, just we're happy with that. It's a nice angle for the long shot, falling to a decent player who's decent at taking them. So yeah, let's just give up way too much space, way too easily there. And it was not the best. It was a bit better than the average angle we're happy to give up. We're probably not entirely happy to give that up, but at the end of the day, it was still not a great angle. Like, normally that shot just, you know, that shot only gets scored like 1 out of whatever, right? 6, 7, 8 times. But okay. So I think, because we're passing the ball around so much, I think for the when we do the central midfielder sub, we want the one with the best passing vision control. So let's sub him off that. So this guy's 54, 52, 35, 60, 30, 49, 42. So it's going to be Baines, I think. Unfortunately, this is our main goal scoring threat. Okay. Oh no. It's a shame. Right. Time for Pastore to come off. Oh gosh, good ball. Not a great finish. Unfortunately, I think Sissoko is more. Let's just put him on attacking because I think he can't really tackle, so there's not much point. He's only got 13. We don't want him to come back. We don't want him to be the one attempting the tackles. Sorry about that. Just had to talk to the missus quickly. Right, our keeper's got a knock, but we're not subbing him off, I don't think, at this point for that. I think it's just this is a sub. We'll play 2 up front. Let's go for it. Let's go for the victory, so to speak. I think the other thing we can do maybe is just hit the ball. Oh no. Just try and hit the ball longer, I think. Just now that we get 2 up front, we probably should have already done that at the same time. Do win the corner. We'll change it now. So we'll go direct and we're going to press. Okay. Oh, that's not bad, was it? Something could have happened there. Just with that, if it was just on target, if the keeper parried it, anything could have happened there. And it's not great that our keeper's at 61% condition, to be honest, if we're about to do a penalty shootout. So maybe that was a bit of an oversight. Especially when that guy's got the backup keeper actually has higher penalty saving as well. That was a massive oversight because in all likelihood it was going to go to a penalty shootout. So that was just a mistake. We should have brought the backup keeper on instead. That was a huge oversight and we just deserved to lose a penalty shootout off the back of that mistake. Now, having said that, our keeper saves, but now he's down to 56% condition. And then we miss one anyway. There we go. We deserved to lose it, and we did lose it. Okay. So, I think it was a struggle, to be honest, with these 2 matches in the youth, just like we thought it would be. I do think we should be able to ultimately... I think we will manage to avoid relegation. I don't think it's that bad. I just don't think we're going to get promoted without this player, and it's also time sensitive getting this player as well, because there's only so much one player is going to turn your fortunes around as well. If we had him for the whole season, I think it would. But with every passing match, even getting this player is going to reduce the chances. So we'll see. If we find the player, we'll worry about it then, because it's not even that likely we'll find such a player, to be honest. So, but yeah, I'm not. We are creating a bit, and the team's so young. We actually had a lead in both matches, so it's. Yeah, like I said, I think we will, maybe in the end, if we're looking like we might get relegated, I think we can just buy a few players to avoid that, because we really don't want to get relegated. So I think we could definitely... That player we were just talking about before in our scouter players, this... is it this guy? No, it's the guy with the highest ceiling. This guy here. If we could just buy 4 or 5 players like this halfway through the season if needed. And that should be enough to avoid relegation if that's looking like it's a possibility. So, alright, awesome. Thanks for watching, and catch you for the next one.